The other day, I came across this quote: "The secret of happiness is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less." Over the last year, I've been on a journey to experience and enjoy a simpler way of life. A slower pace, a different way of being. At the beginning of this journey, one of my biggest fears was that it simply wouldn't be enough. I was really concerned about boredom, lack of motivation, feeling a sense of lack or missing out in my day-to-day. In order to slow down, I chose to pull back in the areas of my life where I was finding most of my daily dopamine, and that scared me. It felt a little like I was choosing to settle. But this year, along this road, I feel like I have discovered a way of just falling in love with life, whatever it looks like, which has very little to do with cheap dopamine and everything to do with prioritizing deep joy. That kind of satisfaction that fills up your entire body. It lasts beyond its own moment and reaches parts of you that you may have forgotten were there to begin with. In today's video, I want to share some practical ways that I have incorporated this idea into the rhythms of my everyday life, finding, creating, and cultivating joy in the everyday. The first way I've learned to prioritize deep joy has been creating rituals, where routine, at least in my mind, feels like it's there to produce something, to accomplish or complete. Ritual feels sacred. It's an experience to be anticipated, enjoyed, and savored. For the most part, my daily rituals are things I've started doing without even meaning to. Morning walks with my husband, my afternoon cup of tea, reading before bed. But there are these little moments of pleasure scattered throughout my day that I know I can look forward to. The more I look forward to them, the more special it feels when they arrive. And these ordinary moments become sacred. I've found that this practice has kind of naturally led me to just romanticizing my life more. I have unintentionally started finding new ways to make ordinary tasks feel fun. Like I've started saving my favorite podcasts for when I'm doing the dishes in the evening. That ritual is something I've actually started to look forward to. Something else that I found incredibly beneficial, especially in learning to enjoy life, has been detoxing from cheap dopamine, which for me means doom scrolling, addictive games, and or binging The Office for the 9th time. Last year, I did a 30-day long digital detox, which was incredible. I still want to make a video about it. I honestly have just been like sitting with my takeaways for an entire year and trying to figure out how to talk about it because it was really impactful for me. If that's something you're interested in hearing more about from me, definitely let me know and I will actually do it. In the day-to-day since, I'm more focused on my overall habits. It's not something that I am rigid or strict with, but I really enjoy the principle of parenting your phone, giving it kind of a bedtime and then a wake-up time that are both earlier than your own so that your day is kind of bookended with tech-free, screen-free, or at least smartphone-free time. That is not to say that all phones are bad or that technology is inherently the problem, but in my experience, it's a lot harder for me to feel fully present and fully appreciate whatever moment I'm in when I'm distracted. And my cell phone is the #1 distraction in my life. Okay, to tell you the truth, I got into the idea of seasonal living because I honestly just thought it sounded fun and cozy. I loved the idea of living with the world around me instead of fighting against it. That alone has, I was gonna say it's created joy, but I don't know if it's created joy so much as it's removed frustration from my everyday life, especially in colder seasons where my impulse is to slow down, sleep more, rest lots. For years, I felt guilt over that. I would really fight that impulse, and now even though I can't give into that 24 hours a day, I at least can acknowledge it and embrace it as much as possible. Taking cues from nature feels so good. Something that I didn't expect about it too is how much it would help me really appreciate each different time of year. Slowing down last winter was so lovely, and I think I enjoyed it even more because I knew it wouldn't last forever. I feel like I really savored the experience. And then by the time it started to get warm, I was ready and excited for beach nights and long walks outside. And then after the fullness of a truly wonderful summer, I found myself again looking forward to the transition heading into a slower time. It's just a good constant reminder that nothing lasts forever and there are different things to appreciate and enjoy in each chapter. Practice gratitude. If you decide to implement one thing from this video, please make it this one. And hear me out, because I think the idea of gratitude gets talked about so much that we kind of tend to drown it out. It can start to feel like a little bit of a chore, a question you are obligated to answer around a holiday dinner table with your family, rather than a reaction of the heart. But while forced gratitude might not be helpful, finding a rhythm that actually fits you and feels natural to regularly pause and reflect on the good things in your life is so powerful. This is not about ignoring or denying whatever hard things you are walking through. I have found that by intentionally choosing to reflect on the good, it helps me not live inside of or enslaved to those things. The more you celebrate and acknowledge the good, the more you see it multiply around you. And more often than not, the life you have, whether or not it is the one you would choose right now, starts to feel like a life of abundance. Invest in community. Most of the things on this list are internal shifts. It's mindset practices, personal work to alter the way that you are looking at your everyday or finding a new perspective, but investing in community is an external act that I just feel like cannot be avoided. If there is one thing in this life I am sure of, it is that we were created to do life together, for relationships and partnerships, and to not go through life alone. And while there is so much good you can do for yourself and your life by doing that internal work, creating those mindset shifts, having good people around you will radically change things too. I don't want to oversimplify this because I know that it takes time to build deep relationships, especially to build trust, and even to find the people that you are prepared to build those deep relationships with, but it is so worth it. The last thing I wanted to talk about is something I am calling don't skip the sunset. I shared this story in a video a few months ago, but one night this early summer, I was cleaning up after dinner, I looked outside, and I was just so struck by how perfect the evening was. The sun was just beginning to set, the air was warm but not hot, and more than anything, I just wanted to go sit outside and be in it. But I started doing the dishes because that's what I do after dinner. And about 2 minutes in, I just had this moment of clarity where I kind of internally smacked myself, because what difference does it make if the dishes are done by 7 or 9? The sunset was going by, it wasn't gonna last, and I didn't want to miss it. So I went and sat outside with my book, and it was heavenly. I guess what I'm saying is I'm learning to treat my own joy as an actual priority in life. It's not the only priority. There are, of course, many times where I can't drop whatever I'm doing and just go sit outside or relax or whatever. But I've always kind of viewed joy as something that was a reward or a privilege or a luxury in my life, something that I needed to earn by doing all of the hard stuff first. And that was not making me a better person. When I am a deeply joyful person, not only is that just like a much better experience of life, but I can tell you, I am a better wife, I am a better friend, I am a better creator, and a much better individual. Yes, I go through my day happier, but also with a much greater capacity and tool set to be able to serve the people around me. This is definitely something that requires balance, and I'm still figuring out, I guess, what that looks like, but it's something I've been chewing on kind of deeply over the summer, so I wanted to share that in this video. I wanted to say an extra special thank you to all of you for being here today. My channel has just hit 30,000 subscribers, which is insane. Something that I have only dreamed of for a very long time. Being able to make these videos and share my life and what I'm learning with you is something I consider to be such a privilege. And I know I say it in every video, but I really am so thankful for each and every one of you. If you are watching this video, please know that you are one of the things that bring me deep joy in my everyday life. I am rooting for you so hard in whatever you are walking into right now. I really hope this video was in some way encouraging or helpful for you. I would love it if you would leave a comment and let me know something that brings you joy in your everyday life. You can just make the comment section a list of simple things that make life so much better. It can also just turn into basically like a giant bucket list if you're looking for ways to start incorporating this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a good day, because today is a good day to have a good day. And that's it. Bye.